Good morning, top performers. This is an exciting time. This is graduation for us. I'll say hi to you here in a second. Hi. How's everyone doing? Love you guys. We've had just an amazing time together, and so I'm so happy that you've decided to join us for our last session together. This is really going to put it all together for us, and you're going to really leave here as just more of a deliberate creator, more of realizing on how you have the power. There's nothing working against you, that there's no evil or devil. There's just you allowing and being able to allow your goodness and all the things that you desire to come into your experience. And so we're going to look at the path to all our desires is emotional. And before we get into that and really understanding that everything is energy and that we have the power with our thoughts to mold this energy into whatever we want, and that it then manifests into our lives as feelings, as things, as it's basically what you want to be, do, and have that will come just streaming into your experience like a mountain stream. And I love that terminology. I'm going to, just because I want to see, I can't see the, so I'm going to keep this open here just for us to, because I can't see the GoToMeeting information. I want to make sure that you're seeing it. Can everybody see this? Can everybody hear me well? And can you see this? I'm going to unmute everybody, and let's see. Here we go. Can everybody hear me and see the PowerPoint all right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hey, good morning. And so great. And so let's first of all begin by, we just started this process out 5 weeks ago. And in the first week, we already had responses back within an hour. One of you created $6,500 just out of the blue. And it's all a matter of allowing. See, everything we've asked for is here in energy form. And, and the goal is, how do I get it out of that energy form? And in this process, we've had one of you who owns a national business triple your business in the last month. And just with amazing, you got lots of employees and, just amazing things. We have another person that their regular flow of income went from $3,000 passive income, went from $3,000 a month to $6,000 a month. And that's with eXp Realty, which is just a new way of doing real estate. And it's agent owned. And so if you want more information about that, let me know, because it's really the best thing I've ever seen for agents. And it's the new way of doing it. It's kind of like what Blockbuster used to be is what most real estate companies are today. And then what Netflix is today, that's what eXp Realty is. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Also, I wanted to let you know that since this is graduation week, so get your or graduation hour now, right? That get your caps and gowns out, and I'm sure you have those stored somewhere, and I'm sure they fit. And I'm way bigger than I was in high school. That when I was 17, I was probably 5'10", and I was thin. I was 160, and I'm 6'1" and 210, and all muscle. Well, pretty much muscle that, but it's all good, and you just want to think of yourself, just have fun with everything, have fun with your body, just know that, every one of your cells has its own consciousness. And so it is automatically sending out to source and saying, God, give me exactly, here's what exactly I need, give it to me. And the only thing that would get in the way of that, and that's why I've had, for example, a miraculous healing in less than 2 months. I'm basically better than I was before. And I was in this, what most people would say, this horrific car accident, which was really a miraculous car experience for me and all kinds of good things. In fact, I just got a new car, Lexus, yesterday. And then today I get my 4 front new teeth. Lucky me. And and so, because all kinds of things happen in my body, we've been following that, and from being paralyzed to all kinds of things, and I'm really healthier than I was before the miraculous car experience, and that's because I haven't focused any thought on, oh, I hurt here or this or whatever, this was bad or whatever. What I do is I just have fun. I just enjoy myself, and so I was enjoying myself from smiling in the hospital bed, where I was, braced up with my neck and all tied up and everything else. That now the morphine helped in that also, and but the fact is, with a positive attitude, everything can happen for you. And so one of the things I did is I just relaxed. I just have had fun in the last 2 months, and not been concerned about, oh, is this going to be forever, and all this other stuff, all these committee members, and because of that. I allowed my cells to allow source to allow that God energy into every one of my cells, giving my cells everything that they need. And so we just have to get out of the way, because see, we're the boss of our body. And so of that temple, we're the boss, and we've been told we got to tell it what to do. And really what we need to do is say, hey, I want my body to be healthy, and then it will. And then to ask, I want more business. I want more money. I want, the person in bed next to me that my best friend, my soul partner, my lover, whatever that is, that all you have to do is just get into the feeling of that, and it will manifest into your life. And that's why this success unit and our last time together is so important, because it brings everything together. I wanted to share with you also that I have my platinum coaching that is available to you. And if you're interested, just email me, and there's no commitment. That what I'll do is I'll send you an application, and then we'll see whether or not, that makes sense for us to move forward with that. I typically triple people's businesses. I had one person I'm working with that they started out at about $3,500 per month, and they now make over $18,000 consistently every month. For real estate agents, I've had agents, doing one closing every 2 months or whatever it is, and like that one particular agent, though, they now consistently close at least 3 to 5 homes every month. And so I have my platinum coaching. I also have my time management system. So if you're looking to be a master at time management, this can help you significantly. And I have all kinds of other opportunities for you that if you just email me, contact me, call me, whatever, that you have all my information, that it's all there for you to be able to. It's kind of like, here's how it basically plays out is I have such high flying energy, because I understand how life plays out, that when you're around me, it's like you get that, and I want to say, you kind of you get my disease, if you will, except it's not disease. You get my ease, and then it just opens up a lot of things. So know that that I'm available for you. And like I told you from the beginning, you're stuck with me for a lifetime now. Matter of fact, all of eternity. And so we're together, and just know that everything is playing out well for you and for us. So I am going to open up this screen, and so hopefully you'll be able to follow along, and you can still hear me and see me. See my PowerPoint that I have. And so this is a path to all of our desires, and our desires is emotional. And so I just wanted to review, and so part of our agenda, as you'll see here, that actually a recap of our amazing journey together, that to look at that and think about like week one where we were on. We looked at the 4 different areas and where we think in, and that green zone is where you want to now be thinking in all the time. And remember, I'm a mental scientist, and so I kind of know stuff like this, if you will, and it's very easy. All you need to do is think about what do you want, and then think about it deliberately. And you can't do it in the middle of a situation where you already have bad momentum going. So that's why you want to pre-pave everything, and you want to pre-pave first thing in the morning with your joy shop. That's the most important thing. That's where it's really your God shop, your create shop is your joy shop, where that's where it all happens. And then along with your monthly planning where it happens, but to be thinking about, yeah, I'm going to live in that green zone. And then the other one is, the next week, we looked at how to better communicate and better understand ourselves, and then better understand other people and open up that shade of communication. And we talked about the 4 different behavior styles and the driver, and with the driver that we want to be very efficient with them. With the influencer, we want to be very outgoing with them. With the study, that in about 40% of the population are studies, that with the study that we want to be very agreeable with them. And then with the conscientious, we want to be very accurate with them. We also looked at the 6 different ways people are motivated, and thus the way that they are thinking and making decisions. And so those 6 ways, the main ways, if you want to remember, is in all your advertising, any marketing you're doing, is utilitarian. People are typically looking for a return on investment. They're also looking for knowledge, theoretical, so they want knowledge. And then the third one that they want is social, which is helping other people. And so try to include those all in there. And more of the population, because our spirituality, we're starting to wake up. And like you guys specifically are starting to awaken to your spirituality, which is just amazing and just awesome. And I love that. And we all love that. And so as you are, the more of the population is getting aesthetic, which means that we're getting more into enjoying the moment. We're all about, we're about experiencing this moment and to getting into the moment, because that's where your power is. And then to start thinking and looking at the moment of how you want to see it, and looking through God's eyes, or for most of you Christians, looking through Christ's eyes and seeing the good in everything, just like I saw the good in my miraculous car experience. And what it did is it's catapulted me to even better things in my life. And I already have a fantastic life. Well, it's even better. And so, and how can that be? Well, like I have a better car, and I have better teeth, but I have a better relationship with God and my angels, and they're all around, and I call them in to you, and you got an angel sitting on your shoulder, so turn to it and say hi. And they just love that, because all that is, everything that has walked before us, everyone that has walked before us, is there upon our calling, and that you're it. You're really it. You just call upon. Don't think anybody that is, what we call dead is dead. They're not dead at all. We all have eternal life. And so for you to recognize that, and that if you say no, you're not only the commander of your body, you're the commander of all that is. In other words, so let's take your grandparent that you love so much, and that if you think they're gone, then they are gone. But if you start saying, hey, they're here with me, that you'll see that they'll guide you, they'll support you, they'll love you, and they'll do it with this energy that we're going to talk about today. We also talked about our beliefs. And one of the things that I want to make sure that you're really clear about the beliefs is that our beliefs, the best way to overcome any beliefs that no longer serve you, or any beliefs that people say are in your subconscious mind, whatever, are working against you, that's, if you will, the devil, if anything, that the way to trump all that is to start telling a new story. And a great way, and something I haven't mentioned before, but a great way to technique to start telling a new story is to start looking at your life. And I would write this down. Again, I'm channeling right now. So what I'm saying to you is perfect for your ears, for you to be able to hear this and embrace this. And I'd really like you, and so to write down that I'd like you to take and look at every 5 years of your life and look for the good in that. Because most of us tell this story about, oh, I had a real rough upbringing, or, whatever. And so the first 5 years, I think when you were 5 years old, so I'm thinking about, I remember having at the circus cotton candy. Okay, and that was just like such a joy, it was just amazing. Now, I could also be telling you about how my father was, mean and abusive, and my grandmother took me on a bus ride, which was an amazing thing, to the big downtown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the skyscrapers, and how I was amazed. And my grandmother got me this little teddy bear, and it was just wonderful. I loved this teddy bear. And I came home, my father grabbed the teddy bear, ripped its head off, and said, "What are you doing with that? Buying that kid a teddy bear?" And so I could be thinking about that, but instead, and all of us have those circumstances, those situations where we're looking at situations as not good, but start looking at your life every 5 years. And so 5 to 10 years old, think about some of the amazing things that happen with you. I remember, so what comes to mind, like what was really fun was I kissed a girl, and it was this tree game. You touched the tree and you were free, but if you got off the tree, then you could go kiss the girl. And so, just those fun things. And you'll just lighten up, and you'll start looking at this new story of not only your past life, but then I want you to really, and today's the day to do this, that I want you to be looking at, what is your future? How does that look? And so, it might be Prince Charming or whatever, or if you're with someone right now and you love them, make them Prince Charming. Okay. And you have the ability to do that, but not looking about the stuff that irritates you, but looking at and thinking more often about the things that you just love about that person. And that person will be better and better and better. And think about your thriving business, and think about how your life is easy and fun, and how your relationships are harmonious and loving and kind. And think about yourself, on how you're kind to yourself and loving to yourself, and how you care most about how you feel. And that's this energy that we're going to talk about today. And so beliefs, that you can trump all your beliefs, you can trump your whole past that maybe were challenging times, and you can find the good in it. And then you can start looking at your future and look at your abundant and happy and healthy and wealthy and fun and easy and relaxed future that now awaits you. You are the creator of your experience. And so write that down. I am the creator of my experience. Nobody else. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, what they're wanting, what their desires are. That all you need to do is ask, and God's going to make more of it for you. And it's going to be helpful to the whole world, to all the people around you. As you thrive, so the world thrives. And so so then we went into prioritizing our life. So that was success unit 3. And then we went into our prioritizing our life and how to plan every month. So we're coming up on a new month now. I want you to plan that month. You have the documents. Again, in my time management system, I have it every month, those same documents, along with some other things, and like the 1 to 31 tracking sheet. But start being deliberate, intentional, and have fun with this. And just say, man, I'm going to create it the way that I want it. I'm going to have my life the way that I want it. And stop doing, have so many people that I coach with that fight for their lack and limitation and say, no, but you don't understand. And yes, I do understand that none of the circumstances, none of your past, none of anything, none of who you are matters at all other than on, hey, how do you want to create it? Because you have the power to create it. And so today, I want you to really be thinking about, hey, this is how I'm going to create it. And again, today is going to put everything together. And so back to our agenda, we're going to look at how desires are manifested emotionally. So everything that you want is, first of all, the only reason why you want things is to feel good. Now, nobody that I have ever coached with has come to me and said, hey, I want to feel better, so I want to coach with you. They've told me, hey, I want, more business. I want more money. I want better relationships. I want better health. I want to get out of this pain. And I've helped people in all of those areas. But the fact is that all of us, really what we want all of those things for is that we feel better. And why? Because when we feel better, we're starting to live our soul's life. And that's the next thing I want you to write down is I want you to start walking hand in hand with your soul. And all you need to do is ask. And just ask your soul, soul, would you just bring me your light, your love, your essence, and just go in me and around me and surround me and give me the thoughts, because your soul has the energy. And if you will allow, and if you will ask your soul, because most of you have never asked to walk with your soul, to come, to your soul. Soul, please come to me, because you're the dictator. You get to choose whether or not your soul works with you. And I'm sharing with you that your new story, when you combine it and mix it with your soul's desire, and you awaken to your broader perspective, then you're going to have a magical life. That's why I have this magical life. Really, it's a life that most people can't even imagine, and that I'm always hopping around happy and loving it. And, right now I'm looking out the window and it's just this blue that I know I never saw that color blue before until I started looking through my inner being, through my soul's eyes, source's eyes, and start feeling and smelling and hearing and tasting it. And so you will be able to see a new life that you never even realized that you could have. And it's all within your power, and that it's all by you asking. And again, ask for your soul to live your soul's life, and do that every day. And as often as you can, think about your soul and ask your soul, hey, what should I do in this situation? And that you'll just start being guided more and more and more. And, it's one step. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And so you'll start seeing yourself, and it could be within minutes, it might be within a year, but you're going to start seeing yourself channeling like I do. That you'll just get creative intelligence and you'll get these solutions. One of the things I do when I coach with people is I channel the solutions for them. And it's like just these ideal solutions that help the whole world, help them, help everyone, help us, help me, and to increase your self-esteem about all that. But we looked at prioritizing our life. And so make sure that every month that you're doing that and doing that monthly planning, and you have the process now in order to do it. And you can change it up. You can change any of this stuff up as long as you're really feeling good in it. You never want to have this, oh, I got to go do the joy shop, or, oh, I got to go spend 2 hours to plan my month. That don't do it if that's the way that you're feeling about it. But if you're feeling about, man, I can't wait to get in my joy shop this morning to create my life this day the way that I want it. I can't wait to invest 2 hours, the most important 2 hours of my life, in order to invest in my next month, so that I have the best month ever. Next month is going to be the best month you've ever had. And so in this case, it's going to be November. It's going to be the best November you ever had. It's going to be the best Thanksgiving you ever had. that you're going to rock. Why? Because you're planning it. You're starting to ask, how do I want it? First of all, to be clear on what you want, and then to be able to have it unfold for you and have it delivered to you. So remember, you don't do the how. You just do the asking what you want, why you want it, and then God will bring you everything that you have asked for. So we'll look at our desires of being manifested emotionally, understanding that you're a vibrational being. So most people will say, well, I'm a human being, that in essence, you're a vibration, that everything, and the scientists have proved, if you will, that, there's more space. Like if you look at your finger right now, there's actually more space there than matter, M-A-T-T-E-R, than matter there. And, but to us, it looks like, that it's this solid, if you will finger. And that we're vibrating all the time. This is energy, and then all you've done is or not all you've done this amazing thing, and you said, hey, I want to get back here into this beautiful world and be the creator that I am. And so you and your soul get together, identify the different things that you want to be, do, and have here in this world. And wow, you had such a desire that through this energy that then you created yourself into this vibrational being. And so your vibration, you're this energy, and then you can control all the energy of the universe through your thoughts. That's how magnificent you are. And I can feel that some of you right now are really getting this, are really understanding that this is the truth with a capital T. And this is, Christ's teaching. This is all the religions put in just a different way, in a way for us to better understand it, for us to better personalize it. And that it's not up for you. And remember, never think about something that you can't control. Well, why'd this happen in the world or whatever? Just stay with your thoughts focused on what you can control, and then you'll see you'll have a marvelous life despite anything that's going on in this world. But remember, this world has everything in it. It has everything unwanted, bad, whatever, that it has everything wanted, good, whatever. And so you're the one. Through your thoughts, you're going to attract that these cooperative components, right? Our law number 3 was cooperative components. And we're going to learn the 4th law today now that will bring this all together, and that you'll understand. Here the 4 laws are all that I really need to know in order to have everything that I want. And then we're going to look at which vibrations, which feelings bring you what you don't want. And then we're going to look at which feelings that bring you what you do want. And then next steps. And those next steps is I want you to start thinking about going beyond your imagination. And you do that with your soul. Ask your soul to come in. Ask for that broader perspective of you, of your life. Ask for the understanding on how magnificent you are. It'll increase your self-esteem. It'll increase your energy to get the things that you want to be, do, and have. So let's look at, you are a vibrational being. And again, I would ask that you don't multitask right now, that I'm feeling that vibration from some of you, that I want you to stay focused. Put your phone away, put your computer away, that stay focused on this, because this is our last, we have about another half hour left here. And I want you to just really dig into this, take notes on this, be thinking outside of your normal thinking, and that you're going to start seeing a whole new, beautiful world for the beautiful you. And so we're a vibrational being. Everything is energy. We are energy. We create and direct energy with our thoughts. So let's take a look at what are the 4 universal laws. So the first one is that you are a creator. You're here to create. You're not here to fix the world. You're not here to pay off some debt. You're not here because you were bad in some other lifetime, or you're not here to suffer for whatever. None of that stuff. You're here as a creator. And because you went through these 5 weeks now, and some of you have been very diligent, and I hear from you every week, and I just love that. And I'm so happy for you because you're awakening to your magnificence. And so in that now you have become deliberate creators. So write down to yourself that write down, I am a deliberate creator. Okay, I am a deliberate creator. Law number 2, only well-being flows to us. That's why when we have our thoughts out of the way, just enjoy ourselves, that, for example, our cells are calling exactly what energy they need into your body, and that source, this well-being, just flows to us. And so it's well-being of everything, that you have well-being of good energy, of wanted energy, of wanted thoughts, and that all of those wanted thoughts and everything bring to us. And so that's the third law. And so second one is only well-being flows to me. So there's only good. The only way that you can have bad or unwanted in your life is by you cutting off that flow of well-being with your thoughts, and then starting to see, because you cut off that well-being, you start seeing the world as bad, or yourself as bad, or whatever, and you're good, and so is the world. Everything is perfect. And that's another thing. Perfect. Like, you'll read in Facebook, or, oh, well, I'm not perfect. Oh, yes, you are. It's all we're playing out perfectly, that you perfectly send out thoughts and it is perfectly answered to you. And so you're expanding all that is. That what we're doing here is we're starting to say, hey, why don't we do perfectly with the things that we want? And so to be deliberate in our thinking of the things that we want. And then the third law is cooperative components rally around our thought. And so those cooperative components, when I'm thinking about harmonious people, I start getting harmonious people. People start walking into my life being harmonious. People that I knew before that weren't harmonious become harmonious. That I literally, because I'm the creator, I'm in the center of the universe, that I call all the energy in the entire universe that matches that my thought. And so from now on, I'm not going to ever face reality. I'm going to create reality. And how am I going to, and that, write that down if you didn't in the weeks before, that I'm no longer going to face reality. Why? Because I am going to create reality. And as you recognize that and say, yeah, so I'm not going to pay any attention to the stuff I don't want, other than look at it and say, that's what I don't want, and then ask, what does this birth? This contrast, we have to have this contrast of things we don't want to birth what we do. We would never know what we want without the contrast, and that's why you want to bless the contrast. That's why I bless my miraculous car experience, that most would call a car accident, that it was a miraculous car experience. I bless it. That I bless my ex-wife, I bless all my father, who was such a dictator and emotionally and physically abusive. I bless him. Why? Well, one of the reasons I now recognize, wow, I don't want to be that way. How do I want to be as a father? And now I am, my oldest son on my birthday said that I epitomize the nature of what a father should be. And so that's why, so I say, oh, I'm so happy my dad was abusive, because I would have never had those thoughts about what I do want to be, and I would have never been such a good dad. So bless all of that. And so, 1, again, you're the creator. 2, well-being just flows to you. 3, that cooperative components. rally around, they surround your thought, and then they come calling. That as you send out that signal, it responds and it comes calling. And now the fourth and final law, the only four things you really need to know in order to be, do, and have everything that you want, all your desires, the desires you initially wrote down in week one, is that this fourth law is that our source communicates with us through our feelings. That's why you want to be so precious. God communicates with us through our feelings. You want to be so precious about paying attention to your feelings. And that's why you want to walk with God, that you want to be with God, that here it is. Just pay attention to your feelings. And so how does that play out? That it plays out. You feel bad. You're thinking away from the way God is thinking about this. That when you feel good, you're on your path. And what you want to do is you want to milk it. So when you're feeling good, you want to just get into it and milk that, because that energy, the more energy, remember, you have to think at least a minute on the things that you want, and the thing that you want, you have to think at least a minute and have at least four thoughts in order to get that energy going, in order to send that signal out to God so that God can answer in energy form. And then all you need to do is to allow it, believe it, abe it, right? Abe, A-B-E. Allow it, believe it, and expect it. And so you want that momentum, that, the bad momentum is when you have said to yourself, just can't get any worse than this. And then it gets worse than that. Okay. Well, that's momentum. And momentum's going to, because you're it. You're the caller. Like some people say, well, I'm going to wait for God to tell me. Good luck on the wait. You're the creator. You're the person that's going to be saying, hey, this is what I want. And then it's God's responsibility, which happens every time, all the time, perfectly, and that's why you're perfect, and everything around us is perfect, and that everything is in perfect order, because God responds exactly, immediately receives your message, that energy receives it, and then sends you back the response, answers you back. That's why all your prayers have been answered. You haven't experienced them all because you haven't allowed them to be in there. You've had different beliefs that, messed you up, and that you maybe believe that this one person. So all of you right now, think about a person you don't like, and you believe you don't like them, and then you have a bunch of reasons why you don't like them. Well, that's just beliefs. You can change your beliefs about that person, and I'm telling you that person will change. Why? Because everybody's alpha to the omega, everything you want or everything you don't want. And so it's up to you to determine, hey, I'm not going to think about that person anymore in a bad way. And I'm not going to think about my situation in a bad way. I'm just going to think about how I want it to be. I want these people to be harmonious. I want to attract wonderful clients, ideal clients that are motivated and have the means to pay me for my services and products. And so, you just start filling yourself with all these things that you desire, and then ask for that broader perspective and start dancing with your soul. Love this. So your desires are manifested emotionally. You're a leading edge creator, and your thoughts create this emotion, this vibration. Your emotions then send that signal to God, to your source. And then your source answers in energy form, and then asks and then expect it emotionally. So when you can get into the feeling, and so here's the secret of all the ages right now that's going to be delivered upon to you, is that when you can get into the feeling of embracing whatever you want, how does it feel to be independently wealthy? How does it feel to have passive income? How does it feel to have just an amazing relationship? How does it feel to be so healthy? How does it feel to be thin and trim and fit? And so as you start getting into that feeling and just ask yourself, how does it feel? Like look at your desire sheet. If you have your desire sheet from week 1, look at that and then say to yourself, so on that desire, how does that desire feel when I have it? The universe doesn't understand, doesn't know, doesn't care if you're thinking about something in the past, thinking about something now, or thinking about something in the future. Most of us are buried in thinking about what's happening right now. And so we keep on repeating and we keep on kind of having the same life, Groundhog Day. The guy woke up every morning, same time, woke up, same, it started to snow, everything's the same. And that, you don't want that kind of life. That you want to expand your life. So you're going to get more whatever you want. Like if you're going to have Thanksgiving and you're not looking, and some of you are thinking about, oh, Thanksgiving, and I got to see these relatives there. Start thinking differently about those relatives. Stop thinking about what you don't like. And don't tell me what it's true. They're that way. Uncle Joe is that way. That no, Uncle Joe is that way. You're thinking about your Uncle Joe that way, and thus you see him that way. So you start changing the way that, hey, I want everybody to be harmonious. I want everybody to be fun. I want to laugh more. I want to smile more. I want to enjoy more. I want to have deep, meaningful conversations. I want to have deeper, more meaningful and loving relationships. You just start saying those things to you, and cooperative components will bring you. God's going to bring you all those things that you had delivered. So again, if there's an aha out of the ahas of this our last time together, is to understand that you can have anything you want when you emotionally feel it as though you have it. And so think about what will be, not what is, not what's happening, not what happened in the past, unless you put the good things to it. Okay, every 5 years, the good things. That's your news story in the past. What's happening is you pretty much disregard it unless it's good and you like it. Then you say, I want more of that. You appreciate it. And that's why a state of appreciation automatically tells God, the universe, I want more of it. And so isn't that tremendous that all you need to do is be really in a state of appreciation all the time? And it's telling automatically, God, I want more of it. So think about, wow, the good closing. So if you haven't had a good closing or a good sale or, whatever, we have many different entrepreneurs here that, whatever that is that you want. And being an entrepreneur gives you such freedom. You just love that. Being this entrepreneur and having the freedom. And then you say, oh, but, gee, it's like I'm working all the time. I can't manage, I can't separate my personal from my business. All these things get in the way, and just stop looking at what is and say, hey, I'm a master of time management now. That I love that I've mastered my time. That I love that I just play for 5 hours on serving people instead of work, okay? And then all the rest of the time is just a joyride. The rest of the time is a joyride too. So you want everything to be enjoyable. And when everything is enjoyable, then you'll get more of it and more of what you want. So we're going to now really dig into here the emotional scale of what you don't want. And so negative emotion tells us that we're thinking about this wrong. We're thinking about this person, the situation, my situation, your own situation wrong. I'm looking at this differently than God is. I'm off track. I am off my path. And what path? Your lighted path, your soul's path. And I'm cutting myself off to the resources that I want. You have all these resources, the resources of the entire universe. And when you have negative emotion, you're cutting yourself off from all of those resources. That's where everything comes from, is the non-physical. Okay. And when you think about it, think about, how you came, or think about how all of a sudden, these circumstances, events, people came into your life that gave you what you wanted. You could have never figured that out. Who's doing all this? Well, God's doing all this. Your source is doing all this, that it's all coming together. So I'm resisting my good, resisting my source and my full intent. And so we're going to take a look at, so this is going from like the lowest of the low of you feeling. Whenever you feel disempowered, that's the lowest that you could feel. I remember my brothers had me in the backyard as a kid, and they held me down. It was a summer and in Wisconsin. They held me down, and they put their knees on, one brother put their knees, they were 4 or 5 years older than I am, so they're, way bigger and everything. They put their knees on my arms, just dug their knees into my arms. And then the other one put their knees by my head and then pulled grass out of the ground, and then did what they call Chinese torture, and they would stick those pieces of grass into my nose. And I remember I was just, with all my might, I was trying to fight it. And finally, I gave up, and it was the worst feeling. And that's why it comes to mind right now. When I think of disempowered, that's how I think about when I was a kid. In my book, The Happiest Man in the World, that, I talk about some of those experiences, to include that one. And it's just this disempowered. And so we've all been there. We've all felt that. But remember that all of these feelings can help birth what we do want. This is the contrast. And that now that you're a deliberate creator, that you can now get out of this, and instead of getting all emotionally tied into, if you feel disempowered with, some maybe a marriage or a job or, whatever, if you feel disempowered, that, you just say, hey, you just point to it. You don't get emotionally involved. And you just go, hey, this is what I don't want. And so what do I want? And it'll birth on the other scale that we'll get to in a minute. But fear also, false evidence appearing real. When you feel unworthy, you are so worthy. You are so magnificent. You are such a brilliant creator. Everything is playing out perfectly. You're perfect. And so when you realize that and start saying that to yourself and start saying the good things and how you're kind and compassionate and loving and sweet, and, that when you say those things about yourself, you automatically start attracting those same type of people. So it's kind of like this. It's kind of like a merry-go-round. And so you're going around this merry-go-round, and your energy is so high-flying as you start talking about how sweet you are, how loving you are, how kind you are, how compassionate you are, that the people that aren't that way, the merry-go-round is just going too fast, and they try to get on it, and they just get thrown into the bushes. And they're fine. They'll just go on their own merry-go-round. Won't be as much fun as your merry-go-round, but they'll find their own merry-go-round. So everybody is all fine. That when everybody takes care of themselves and are deliberate creators, then the whole world is fine. And you're fine regardless of how the world is, because you're in the center of the universe, and you can attract, you have the whole universe and the whole universe's energy in order to attract all the things that you want. Then it's also creating what I don't want. And so this is where I'm just creating stuff where I don't want. So if you're thinking about, I don't like this situation, you keep on thinking about it, and you're up in the middle of the night thinking about it, you're just creating a bigger emotional giant monster. And you're building this momentum of what you don't want. So other things is guilt. Just forget the guilt. Whatever you did in the past, I'm telling you, it's perfect. It happens so that you're right at this place, that you're sitting right in this webinar, understanding how life plays, how you're this magnificent creator, and how you can start having life play for you. And then shame. There's nothing to be shameful. I don't care what you did, how you did it, whatever. The first thing comes into mind is kinky sex. Hey, if you did, well, good for you. And you had a lot of fun. And but stop doing the shit. It's all just made up stuff. We have these beautiful bodies, and we should enjoy them. And despair is another one where, we just feel despair, anger. Now, actually, anger. So when I'm working with people, I worked with a young man. He was about 23 years old, and he just came out of the closet, told his parents that he's gay, and he also had suicidal tendencies. And so when I met him the first time, that he was disempowered, and he said, hey, I've given up all of society. It's against me. My high school friends don't like me anymore because I'm gay. My parents, they pretend they understand, but they really don't want to. And so I took him to a point, again, getting angry. I got him to a point of being pissed off. He said, hey, you know what? Who cares what they say? And he got angry. And now most psychologists would put you on a couch for the next 2 years and talk about all this and try to dig deep. Well, there's a never-ending digging deep. Why on earth would you create more of it? And then if you get anger, most of the psychologists says, don't get angry. Come on now. And I say, no, get angry. I want you to get angry because it's a higher emotion. You're starting to get to a non-resistant emotion by being angry. So if you want to get angry, go get angry at whatever, situation that is. Go beat up a pillow, whatever that may be. And then know that, hey, I'm getting out of this. I'm getting out of this despair. I'm getting out of this disempowerment. And so worry, concern, doubt, negative expectancy, negative emotion, work, just get rid of that. Work and busy, just get rid of those words that play. This is a playground for us. You came here as a playground to expand all that is, to have more joy, to have more freedom. So go do that, and you'll see everything is going to not just play out well. It's going to play out way better than the current plan that you have. When you start working the plan, playing the plan with your soul, you're going to start seeing it is magnificent. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, all of this is just resistance. Resistance to what? Resistance to God, resistance to your good, resistance to what you want. And so it's resistant thought. So let it go. All it does is keep you away from what you want. Amen? Amen. All right. And then let's look at the most emotional scale of what you do want. And so this is positive emotions tells me I'm thinking upon this correctly. I'm looking at this as God is looking at it. I'm on track. I'm on my lighted track, on my lighted path. I'm allowing all the resources in the universe that I desire to help me. I'm aligned with God, my source. I'm aligned with my full intent of what I do want. And so it is your deliberate intention about what you do want, and that's living in the green zone, that this is then the emotional scale that you want to be on all the time. And you can. It's creating what you and God want, because whenever you're feeling good, that means that you are doing and being and having what God wants you to, okay? And so on your path, what your soul's path is, that it's hope. So hope isn't real high on the scale, but hope is a lot better than, for example, despair. And it's being grateful. And so grateful isn't as high as appreciation. Grateful kind of implies, gee, there's somebody else that did this, and so I'm grateful that somebody else did this. You did it. You're the one that called God forth on the things that you wanted. You did it on calling forth harmonious people, helpful people. I call forth people that can help me to my desires. And then they'll come running. You'll see they'll come running, and they just love to do it. And so it's just a fascinating world, and we're living in this is really what you wanted. You wanted to live here, even though sometimes you say, why am I here? And I'm not happy why I'm here. Well, now you understand why, and you're understanding more on why you're here and why you're happy. It's positive expectancy, positive emotion. Think positively. And I don't care what other people say about, oh, you're just a positive thinker. Just a positive thinker? You bet I'm a positive. Thank you very much. And I'm going to go run and play and skip along my lighted path with my positive thinking. And you just think that the cup's half full. No, the cup isn't even half full. The cup is overfloweth. The Bible says your cup overfloweth. What is that? The more you think about the things that you want, the more that those things are going to come to you. It just has to be. That's how the law is. That's how this all plays out. This is about enthusiasm. And so to be enthusiastic about you and your life and your future, that it's just all amazing. To be excited about waking up in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you just say, oh my God, you sit in bed. And today I was with my little Bella, my little Maltese poodle. I'm petting her. She's licking me, loving me all over. And I'm thinking about what a magnificent day this is, and how powerful this session is going to be, on how that I attract these harmonious people, how I attract delicious and healthy food, on how I'm feeling good, and how I'm just just getting healthier and healthier. And I love on how my muscles are back to where they are. And, I had a cast on for, I don't know, 6 weeks or, well, really 8 weeks, one that I could take off. And, most people they'd be all flabby, their arms done. But my memory of and they went back because I do machines, and, a bunch of stuff or had done, all that. And so I can't even tell the difference between my left and my right arm as far as my muscles are the same there. It's because, that's how I want it. I want to be healthy. I want to feel good. I want to be balanced. I want to be happy. I want to experience more joy today, more freedom today. I want to laugh more today. I want to smile more today. As you start to add energy, there's nothing. I'm telling you, the heavens are parting right now. The angels are singing. The harps are playing. That it's all going on right now. That this is the moment that we are right now at the crux moment of realizing, oh my gosh, I can feel that excitement. I can feel my future being so abundant and prosperous and happy and joyous with more freedom and peace and joy, that this is just rocket. And the more that you just stay excited, stay enthused about who you are and the future of your life, that the more it's going to play right into you, and it's going to all fall right into your lap. Have more fun. Knowledge and experience this. Know that now you have this knowledge on how to be a deliberate creator. Now you can go out and experience this life to its fullest, the way that you and your soul wanted to have it. It's now there. And here's the top line. And the top line is that you feel empowered, that you feel the love of all there is. You feel love of yourself. You feel God has one with you. You feel this joy. You feel this freedom. You feel your worthiness. You feel and you think about the appreciating everything that has happened, everything that is happening, and everything that will happen. And it's going to be better and a more beautiful future filled with all the things that you have dreamed for. And this is a state of allowing. And so remember, we said, Abe, allow, believe, and expect. So you want to allow this into your life now and allow the goodness into your life. And no more are you going to have resistant feelings that come from your resistant thoughts. Instead, have allowing feelings with allowing thoughts. And you're going to see, you've already seen a change. You're going to see more and more of a change. And you're going to see, and write this down, that everything is getting better in my life. Everything is getting better in my life, and you will see that it's going to be like magic on how everything is getting better. So expand your emotions. Ask to expand your emotion. Ask to go beyond where your thoughts have ever been. It's kind of like Star Trek, okay? Ask for your thoughts to go beyond where they've been, because that way your feelings will go beyond where they have ever been. And you're going to have brighter feelings, better feelings, more positive feelings, more joyous feelings, more free feelings. And so becoming a master at manifesting, allow yourself to be led by your emotions. When you feel good, run with it, milk it, get that momentum going. As the day, wow, this day is good. You can't be saying, God, it's too good to be true, or it's not going to last. If you say any of that, you just slowed up your train. Then so you want this bullet train coming to you, all the things that you want. So I let go of my mind and my beliefs and allow the impulsive signals from my source to guide me and lead me to even better feelings and thoughts and manifestations of what I want. Amen. Amen. So your success steps. And I'd like you to complete your EQ assessment that will be sent to you today. And so it just helps you. EQ is an emotional intelligence. And so it's just a more practical way to start easing into the importance of emotional intelligence. You'll also listen to the recording for this last success unit here at least 6 times. It's about emotional intelligence, and you're going to see on how your emotional intelligence is far more greater than your intellect, and that your intellect is great, but for you to really embrace and immerse yourself in being more so not concerned, but so focused on your emotions, on your good feelings. Do your joy shop every morning. So as I leave you, that this is a time for you to really make a commitment to yourself on how am I going to lead my life from here on out? And I'm going to be in a fun and happy and joyous way. I'm going to do this joy shop every morning and switch it up. And if you want a different joy shop to read, just ask me. I have different joy shops to mix it up. Sometimes we are all of a sudden reading, the joy shop, and then you realize you're not even paying attention to it. So mix it up. I have other joy shops for you. That if you're joining my platinum coaching, I need your coaching application. And so just send me a request on that. And so this has been the top performers, our virtual top performers, and in the path to all of your desires. And now you understand your path, that your path is an emotional path, and that you have the power to be, do, and have everything that you have asked for. Everything that you want is now beckoning for you to allow it in. And so you can, and so you will. And I love you all. Thank you so much for this amazing 5 weeks and this amazing last session that has enlightened us to understanding the powerful creators that each one of you are, the brilliant people that you are, and that how perfectly everything has unfolded to this very moment where you can now go out and have the life of you and your soul's dreams. Love you all. Bye-bye.